What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE to fix a major botch, Nikki Bella dating a 22-year-old NFL star, Triple H removes a long-standing rule in WWE, a fan claims that his Palestinian flag was removed at an AEW show, Liv Morgan's stalker to stand trial, was a top WWE star unhappy with CENA'S retirement, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now our first story looks at WWE to fix a major botch. Now our top story today looks at the fallout from the major botch that occurred on NXT television and how exactly WWE are going to resolve the issue. For those unaware, on NXT television this week, Thea Hale accidentally won the NXT North American Women's title from Blake Monroe. This title change wasn't planned in any capacity, and WWE were working hard behind the scenes to rewrite their creative direction. According to Fightful Select, the current plans are rather simple, and a rematch between the two foes will take place at New Year's Evil. Thea Hale will be defending the NXT Women's North American Championship against Blake Monroe at New Year's Evil. Based on Monroe's social media activity, it does appear that WWE will be turning this into a featured storyline. Blake even told NXT to change their effing header, which featured a shot of Thea Hale winning the NXT Women's North American Championship. She even said, "Not the first time I've been screwed." And Monroe is implying that she's been screwed out of the title, so we could be looking at a major face turn for Monroe down the line. Accidental title changes in WWE are extremely rare, but when they have occurred, WWE usually fixes the mistake with a rematch, and this is clearly what they've done here. However, it makes that rematch incredibly predictable. That is unless WWE swerve us and Blake Monroe loses legitimately. Next up, Nikki Bella is a real-life cougar. The WWE Hall of Famer Nikki Bella is at the center of a fresh dating speculation after she was spotted at the Philadelphia Eagles game and seen interacting with 22-year-old NFL cornerback Cooper DeJean, prompting fans to wonder if there's more than friendship between them. Bella, who's 42, attended the Eagles' recent win over the Las Vegas Raiders at the Lincoln Financial Field, where she was photographed alone in DeJean's locker room and later appeared in a celebratory picture with him. These have of course fueled online chatter about a potential relationship. However, they have not confirmed that they are dating. Bella's also dispelled false claims about her dating WWE star Grayson Waller, and she has confirmed in the past that she is single. Next up, Triple H removes a long-standing rule in WWE. Now that title change has caused a number of issues for NXT. The main issue is that, of course, it wasn't planned, but the second issue was that it was set to be the final live show of the year, and certain NXT talent had already gone home. This meant that key players who WWE needed to fix the mistake were absent, and this is going to lead to WWE removing a long-standing rule. According to Fightful Select, the new policy means that all wrestlers booked for the show will have to stay until the very end of tapings moving forward. One NXT higher-up said that this was going to cause some heavy shifting in policy among talent, with wrestlers booked being required to stay until the end of tapings moving forward. Pre-tapes are often done on Monday in NXT, and even if talent that are likely to be required to stay through the following day's show. But this was previously an entrenched policy within WWE, especially when WWE would tape SmackDown on Tuesdays. It was forbidden for wrestlers to leave the show early unless they had an emergency. We saw numerous instances of wrestlers obtaining backstage heat for leaving shows early. Whilst it may sound extreme to keep wrestlers at shows for multiple hours when they aren't actually wrestling, they are ultimately being paid to be there. All they have to do is hang around in the backstage area just in case WWE Creative needs them for anything. Next up, a Palestinian flag removed at an AEW show. And while last night's AEW Dynamite television taping in Manchester, England, a fan claims that he was confronted by security and told to either surrender his Palestinian flag or leave the event. The incident occurred inside the Co-op Live Arena, where a video was shared on Reddit showing a female security guard walking away while carrying the flag. In the background, the supporter can be heard expressing his frustrations about the confiscation. According to the poster, the fan had brought both Palestinian and trans pride flags to previous AEW shows without encountering any issues, making this encounter quite unexpected. As security allegedly informed him that he could not keep the Palestinian flag unless he exited the arena or just surrender it and he can stay. Some fans have suggested that this is not AEW's policy but may have been a venue-specific policy enforced by the Co-op Live Arena rather than a directive from AEW themselves. Different locations often have varying rules about what items can be displayed at events, and this may have just been one of their rules. There was also another similar controversy from earlier this year, as during a Monday Night Raw show in June, a young fan sign that included the Palestinian flag was reportedly taken by security after briefly appearing on television. Now, it's very clear that this is probably a venue-related policy, and if they feel that certain items are going to cause disruption, then they have the right to confiscate them. Whilst you may disagree, this is a wrestling event after all. I mean, other than the political references, no one really wants any flag disrupting their view. Wrestling should also be a place where current affairs should not be involved. Next up, Liv Morgan's Stalker to stand trial. Developments are finally occurring in the Liv Morgan Stalker trial. According to numerous outlets, including PW Insider, Morgan Stalker could stand trial in a few weeks' time. Sean Chen, who's been charged with 1 count of interstate domestic violence against WWE star Liv Morgan after traveling to the US and spending hours loitering at a property in Florida this past summer, may stand trial on the 12th of January 2026. The United States District Court Middle District of Florida Tampa Division has asked each side to confirm by 19th December that a date works for them. Whilst it sounds like the case is moving forward with positive momentum, it does seem like the defendant is going to try and claim an insanity defense. However, a status update filed before the court on the 14th of December notes the United States was informed that the defendant case anticipates filing Rule 12.2b notice in the near future, which may result in the US requesting a continuance. This would be a notice of an insanity defense. If Chan's attorneys file that, the trial could be delayed. The defendant allegedly flew from Ontario to Florida, and he claimed to the customs agents in Florida that he would be living at the WWE PC for 4 whole days. Days after this claim, he allegedly traveled a number of hours to Morgan's home, circled a property several times, and entered through a backyard. The defendant then tried to gain entry through the front door and even held an air pellet rifle as he waited for several hours. This case is extremely ominous, and the defendant also left a sinister note on the porch which contains lines such as, "It's me, Sean the guy. You've all been trying to contact me, or should I say reach out to me when I'm absent from that game. So who's the stalker, huh? I never said and did anything bad for over 10 years, yet you're all dead hating me for no reason. I came here to pay just a friendly visit, nothing more. Yeah, I'm the one who looks like a stalker, thanks to you all." The note would also state that Chan was all out of empathy and sympathy. And you all think I'm gonna have empathy, sympathy, and care about any of you anymore. I will start talking and doing whatever I want despite all your shush finger faces that you all make. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I was here. Chan faces a number of years in prison, and he remains incarcerated until his eventual trial date. Next up, a major WWE storyline incoming. WWE looks to be planning a huge storyline for Gunther, and the big reveal will be coming this Monday on Raw. According to the former world champion during an interview with TMZ, his future storyline was going to be revealed on Raw before he was booted out of the arena, but this Monday on Raw, he will reveal to the world what's next for the ring general. Before going out on Monday, I was thinking, okay, what do I want to say today? Like, what is there that I want to tell the people and stuff? And as soon as I walked out, I realized there's not much that I should tell them today, because I'm going to enjoy that damage that's been done and how upset they are. So yeah, I'll keep that to me till Monday, and people are going to find out what's next. There is rampant speculation on social media in relation to what this storyline could be, and here are a few potential options. As the first option could be Gunther entering the Royal Rumble. This is perhaps the most sensible one, as the road to the Royal Rumble is officially underway and there's no way Gunther doesn't enter the match. The second one is that Gunther is coming for the world title. This is the next logical step after retiring John Cena, and is surely competing for the world title. However, with reigning world champion CM Punk in a feud with Braun Breaker, it appears that this isn't planned at this stage. The third option could be Gunther calling out Brock Lesnar. It's been reported all week that WWE are moving forward with a Gunther vs Lesnar program for WrestleMania. Gunther could call out Lesnar on Raw, and they could be set for a confrontation inside the Royal Rumble match itself. Or this could be a wild one, Gunther calling out Chris Jericho. Now, it is again the worst kept secret in pro wrestling that Chris Jericho is returning to WWE. It's believed that Jericho's AEW deal expires this month, and it's possible that Jericho returns in time for the Royal Rumble in 7 weeks. Gunther could easily plant the seeds for Jericho's return, as he could state that he's on a mission to retire every single legend that's still physically active. Next up, an AEW name comes for Triple H again. Now, another day, another instance of MVP targeting Triple H. Speaking on Q101, MVP discussed the differences between Tony Khan and Triple H, and MVP decided to poke fun at the game's nose.
Tony is, he has his vision that he wants, and he works with the talent and allows a lot more input from the talent into what creative path is going to happen. Whereas the nose, he is a little bit more dictatorial, emphasis on dick. It's, this is what we're doing, and this is how it's going to be, and this is what I want. Whereas Tony could say, well, this is what I want, and you could say, okay, Tony, but what about if we put this on it? And Tony invites the input. Whereas with that guy, there's only a handful of people that I would say are allowed to have that kind of input.
At first, it was somewhat understandable why MVP was coming for Triple H. However, it's been years since MVP was under WWE contract, and he really needs to let this go. Taking personal shots at Triple H's personal appearance isn't the best look for him, and he's starting to come off as extremely bitter and resentful. And finally, was a top star unhappy with Cena's retirement? Now, our final story today looks at the reaction from Seth Rollins when it comes to John Cena's retirement, as Cena's close personal friend has offered a unique stance on the retirement arc. A lot of fans and wrestlers have taken issue with Cena tapping out. Whilst it was virtually guaranteed that Cena was going to lose to Gunther, nobody could have ever predicted that the man who never gives up was going to tap out in his final match ever. According to Rollins, Cena tapping out was more symbolic, and according to the man himself on the Ross Tucker podcast, Cena didn't necessarily tap out, it was more of a case of fading away. I don't know, I have so many mixed feelings on it. John is one of the greatest of all time. His whole thing is never give up, but I didn't feel like he was. People were all over him for giving up, but I didn't feel he was giving up. It felt like he was fading off into the sunset, like he had done his job, was happy to do it, and was handing the ball off. Rollins would add that due to his friendship with Cena, it's difficult for him to second guess any of his actions. That's sort of how I felt about it, and I might be the minority about that, but at the end of the day, he smiled before he did it, so there's something poetic to that. I don't know, I love John, it's hard for me to second guess anything he does. Rollins was in fact in attendance at the show on Saturday, however he didn't appear on camera in any capacity. This was likely so WWE could keep Rollins' injury angle moving forward, as it would have been rather odd if Rollins was suddenly at ringside and wasn't seeking out the Vision for revenge. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.